Okay, this video has changed the educational system. The other day, I made videos, 3 videos, let's see, 4, one video, 33-minute long video, talking about changing the educational system and the problems and stuff, but I didn't offer any solutions, and I'm not the kind of guy who would just like talk about problems but not offer solutions. So, so I think I'm going to talk about a cool way to change the educational system. I think one way to do it is, number one, don't have electives. Don't make kids do anything. Just make kids show up to school at certain classes that are always going on. They can go leave and come in any class whenever they want. And they go to them because, they're classes of subjects that they want to get better at so that they can do better in the test score. And I think schools should also be focused really, really heavily on arguing points, because people don't value arguing points. And I've noticed this from like YouTube. Like, I make YouTube videos and like I say stuff, and then even though people have like 350 characters of space given to them to make a comment, people who disagree with me on stuff, like they, instead of argue, they just use like maybe 10 or 15 characters or like a sentence, and they just go, like, you're crazy, or like I got one today from some girl who's like, you're crazy, you fucked in the head, but never mind. And it's like, well, if you're gonna say that, then never mind. It's like, like, why don't you try and argue, So that's the thing. Like, people, if they hear somebody who doesn't agree with them, they're just like, you're fucked in the head, and that's it. And so if people were raised to argue, instead of doing that, they would like use that 350 characters they have to be like, no, it's not this, it's this, and no, it's not this, it's this, and no, it's not this, it's this, And then people, so like, there should be like class where you go in, and then you're like ranked, It should all be based on competition, just like sports, and only turn it into all the other subjects, in like religion too, have different religions argue. And because if they do, then the atheists would take their religion more seriously, and they wouldn't say stuff just that's silly. Or other people, they'd actually be serious. And then maybe, when people say what they actually believe, instead of just because they think it's cute or they just think it's being sarcastic, then take themselves more seriously, then they'll advance their ideas a bit faster. And, like fundamentalist Christians, they'll talk about, they can talk about all the positive stuff about what Jesus taught in Christianity, and they'll do well when they talk about that kind of stuff, and then once they start talking about the devil and hellfire and everybody gonna burn in hell, and everybody's like, boo, then they're gonna stop saying that pretty quick. So that's why it should be done in schools. And it'd be very entertaining to partake in and to watch. So it makes school fun, definitely. And then like have inter-school championships, like this school against this school in the debate, and then you have it all judged by like, like American Idol style, click in for this, then and even have like maybe have the judging mandatory. I don't know, but I don't think it'd have to be, and people would judge. And then and so then, it's like, my school, we're ranked number 5 in the nation in religious debates, and then, give you school credit for teaching too, like tutoring and stuff. Like, when I was in school, there was no school credit for anything. I think there's more of it now, but there was like no school credit for anything except for the stupid classes they make you take, like algebra and like, this kind of stuff. So, and yeah, so that's just basically totally loosen it up, make it totally student-based, so the students go and study whatever they want. And as far as teachers go, they should, as much as I hate to say this because I don't like asking for money, but teachers really should deserve more money. that industry should attract the smartest of the population, not the stupid ones. And if you offer more money, smarter people are going to go for the job. But I don't know. I don't know if it's that important, because I think they get paid well anyway. I mean, they get 3 months off a year, so it's not that bad of a job. But but I mean, they should definitely, like me, they should hire people like me. Like, I don't know if I could get a job right now. I mean, I have definitely applied for jobs every time I go to Boulder. Nobody even, nothing. And I mean, one reason why they may not like hire somebody like me is because you're like too weird, or outspoken. Like you expose too much of yourself or whatever. But I mean, the fact of the matter, and then you're supposed to be like neutral, like a journalist or something. But the fact of the matter is, teachers express their views to the students all the time anyway. So you're not going to avoid that. So you might as well just hire people who do it. And then there are people who value speaking your mind, and then the kids will do it because teaching by example. Because I've had teachers, and most of my teachers, they talk stuff, and they say for like ever about shit that has nothing to do with the class, And a lot of them are idiots. Like I had this teacher, I don't even know what class it was, but she'd like go on. So it's like archaeology or anthropology or something. And go on saying like, oh, the goddamn Indians, it's easy to read their past because they just throw their crap all over the place, littering their pots and pans, And it's like being really nasty. And it's like, yo, look what they were throwing away. It was like earthenware, That's not littering. But anyways, but like they should get like a good teacher should be somebody who knows a little bit about everything, like a Renaissance person, and then they should let the teacher teach all kinds of different subjects, so that because so students can like be friends with them. Because I know that's one thing, I went to school for education, and one thing they told us is never try and be friends with the student, because then they'll take advantage of you or whatever. You need to start the class really stern, because how you start the class in the beginning of the year is how they're gonna know you, first impressions and all this stuff. And it's like, what the? I don't think their kids are that bad, so be friends with the kids, and then if you know a little bit about everything, certain kids like certain teachers and then afraid of other teachers or whatever, or don't like them. So then the kids go to the teacher they like, and then they just ask everything about everything, and then that teacher should know everything about everything, and that would make teaching more rewarding anyway. Maybe you shouldn't offer the teachers more money. I don't like asking for money. Maybe they paid them enough, but in order to make teaching more fun for the teacher, instead of being like, you have to teach this on this date and that on that date, and you can only teach this class, and being a pain in the ass to the teacher, let the teacher teach all different kinds of classes. Number one, to keep it interesting, but also let them let them teach all the different. I think I lost my train of thought. Let them teach all the different kinds of classes that they want, and so that they can and encourage them to be to know a little bit about everything, so that they're always studying and learning and to be a better teacher, so that they know more about everything. And that would be really rewarding, being a teacher. I mean, I'd love to be a kind of person who knows a little bit about everything, and then talking about all the things all at the same time. I mean, that just seems like a really fun thing to do. So, that is my idea of how to change the educational system. And I will include what I said before, is that also, as far as getting degrees, it should be only test-based. So if you pass the test, you got the degree. So if it's that easy to get a degree, because it'd be easy to get a degree if you're smart, you pass the test, you get the degree, you can get like 30, 50, 150 different degrees, I've got a PhD in 670 different subjects. Then you can get an advanced job, well-paying job, in 1,000 different things, or you can do this job for 5 years, and then that job for 5 years, and it's like good jobs, and it's good for society, because you got qualified people everywhere. And there you go, bada boom, that's from A to B.